Hey, sister.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Okay. We
Hey.
have a friend. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, no, your camera just went off again. Like it was on and then it went off. Okay. Oh, so cute.
Taking
Hey,
up. She's taking
Good
notes.
morning.
so sweet. Well, I'm sad it's our last week, ladies.
I know it's
Already?
crazy.
6 weeks has flown by.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, Meg, can I ask you a question while we're waiting for people?
Yeah, of course.
Um, on one of your calls, you said that you and your husband had like this flaky salt that you
Hmm.
put on like chocolate chip cookies or whatever.
Uh-huh.
What kind of flaky salt is that? Because I kind of want to buy some.
It's so good. It's Maldon, Maldon.
Okay.
Um, the very first time I heard about it was
Uh-huh.
from Gwyneth Paltrow, and you know how she's just like
Uh-huh.
over the top in every which way. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was like the only salt she used. And so I bought her cookbook and I was like, I can't afford most of the stuff in her cookbook, but I'm going to buy fancy salt. And yeah, we love this.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
Vicky.
thank you.
Vicky also has recommendations for good salt because Vicky, I feel like you're the one who introduced Missy and I to not to Redmond's real salt, but to their like extended options like that cherry.
It,
What's it called? The
oh,
cherry,
the smoked cherry.
yeah, smoked cherry salt.
That was not me,
Oh, it wasn't you.
believe it or not. No.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know who did that. Maybe Terry.
yeah. So good.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, that apple
I like
smoked?
baby. No,
Uh,
it's
cherry.
like cherry wood smoked
Yeah.
salt. You've had it before, Mare, at mom and dad's house because mom
Yeah.
always put it like on the table as like a
She
separate.
bought one for each of us.
Missy did.
Ah,
Missy bought a different one
somebody.
for each of us last year. Yeah. Hey, Holly. I have the whole. I have a full class today, which is awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
Um, Hold
And
on.
hey, Kathleen.
Oh,
You look like it's cold where you are.
it is. I'm in Rhode Island, so
Oh,
it's
that's right.
there's there's a nor'easter. We haven't gotten any of it. And it's today is not as cold. It's probably in the 60s. But
Hmm.
Meg, I see your tank top and I see my girls' Snapchats. I'm like, oh, you're still 90 degrees, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I do have
Yeah.
on pants today because I got pants on Prime Day special. And so
Oh.
I decided
And by golly,
today.
you're gonna wear them, right?
That's right. Yeah. They
Uh,
were actually, I mean, only Kathleen knows this person, but they were a Brooklyn recommendation and they are so comfy.
did you
Good.
say
Yeah.
Prime Day?
Yeah. Amazon Prime Day was
Oh,
last week.
Prime Day. Got
Oh,
it.
yeah. Not Crime Day.
That's what I
That's a
heard.
totally different thing.
Yeah.
Uh, I just sent Missy this. It was in the news today. A man called away by security after urinating on main altar at St. Peter's Basilica.
Wow. He thought it was Crime Day,
Yeah,
not Crime Day.
I think that was in my ear. Crime.
Yeah.
That's crazy. People
Today's
are
your
crazy.
crime day.
Uh-huh. Well, speaking of cute things to purchase, so Kathleen has a new Instagram account. And I love I don't know if you're going to do this every Friday, Kathleen, but she did like a whole fall theme thing. And on one of the things, there's the cutest little pumpkin pillows. So you should tell them what your account is so they can all go follow you.
Oh, I would love it.
Yeah.
It's New England style. New period England period style. I'd love that. So yeah, that's my thought is to do that. And I'm not sure if I got to linking all of those because I need to grow my following, the way that I figured out how to do it is to go into Linktree and add a link. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's very tedious. So, but yeah, those pillows were cute. Um,
And you hand make them?
no. These are from, I think they were those Amazon or Walmart, one of them. But actually, one of my favorite finds, Meg, and I will share this with everyone, is the silicone freezer
Yeah.
molds. And mine are in two, and there's a line for 1 cup and a line for 2 cups. And I've been making a lot of soups, and it's just my husband and myself. So I can fill like usually 2 of those. I stick it in the freezer, I pop them out, put them into a Ziploc bag. And then
Mhm.
for lunch, I just heat one up. I love them. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
amazing, those silicone freezer containers.
I have silicone, like giant, they look like giant cupcake things that I freeze soup in, but looking at yours, like when you share in Instagram stories, they look so much easier to handle. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
like grab the link and just put it in the chat box because
I'll do
what
that.
I'm
Yeah, well,
looking
and it
for.
comes in a 2 pack, so there are actually 4 sections,
Nice.
but 2 get a lid, and then the 2 get a lid. Put them in the freezer, and they pop out so easily. That's the really nice thing. There's a lid
Yeah.
on it, and then they pop out so easily. So yeah, I'll drop a link while we're underway.
Yeah. We're going to turn this into our own Prime sale day. If anybody wants my pants, just let me know. I'm just kidding.
And I
You're a
do have
week
to leave
late
early,
though.
so I'm going to hop off at some point.
Okay, no worries. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I think we've got everyone who's going to join in. Let me share my screen. Let me actually jump to the right screen. Okay. Can everybody see life after the balancing program? Awesome. And hopefully you got a chance to download the PDF that I sent out earlier today as well. But a few different things. In fact, let me think real fast. There's a section. Yeah, there's a section that we'll probably just skip through. So we probably aren't going to go the full hour today because one of the things we're going to talk about is implementing hair tissue mineral testing. And I don't think anybody but Meredith got that. And Meredith, yours is going to be later. So the information's in there, but we'll kind of skim through that. But as far as what we're talking about today, we're going to review the past 6 weeks and what we've learned so far. And then we're going to talk about how healthy habits are formed, just so that you really understand from a neurological standpoint, like what we've been doing and how to help continue on these healthy habits. Implementing hair tissue mineral testing results for those who got that. Then we're going to talk about the 80-20 guardrail. And this, again, will be super helpful for you now that we are wrapping up our classes, but to continue on with the healthy habits that you've learned so far. And then creating a contract with yourself is near the end. And then finally, next steps and other ways that I can support you. So first up, what we've learned so far. So as just a reminder, quick recap, week 1, we talked about intentional living and really how you have to stop seeing yourself the way you are or the way you used to be in order to lift up that anchor and be able to start moving towards the goal that you want. And so definitely, if you don't remember that conversation, go back and look at the PDF from that week, because really helpful stuff around your personal identity and how your identity really does shape who you are and who you are becoming. Then week 2, we talked about digestive health and really the importance of food, and then also being able to digest and absorb your nutrients from your food, because every cell that makes up every tissue that makes up every organ is depending on your body's digestive system and ability to not just eat the right foods, but really be able to pull the nutrients out of the foods and absorb them. Week 3, we talked about balancing blood sugar and the importance of this and how many people actually don't have balanced blood sugar. So as a reminder, there was that 2020 study that was done that showed that only 6.8% of US adults have optimal metabolic health. And so really my goal in this program is to help you not be one of those and to really start broadening that percentage so that more and more people do have optimal health. Week 4, we talked about balancing inflammation and we lose Holly? Okay, Holly, you're here twice now. Okay, so week 4, we talked about balancing inflammation. And so this is the one where we talked about like low fat and low cholesterol diets and the huge harm that that had on society, and really is the main reason that we have obesity today, because there was this huge marketing campaign around that. We also talked about the different types of fats. So hopefully you guys remember, and now that you're grocery shopping and stuff like that, you're remembering which fats need to be in a dark bottle and which fats should be refrigerated and which fats like are more shelf stable and more stable for high heat because they turn solid when they're cold. And so hopefully all of that is kind of ingrained in your mind. Week 5, we talked about detoxifying the right way. And so we talked about how the body naturally detoxifies, but then also gave tips on how to ensure that all of your detox pathways are open and things are able to move out. And then finally, this week, we're talking about life after the balancing program and how you have the power to make lasting changes to better your health. So any questions about anything that we've covered so far? Nope. Okay. Awesome. So then let's talk a little bit about how healthy habits are formed. So this is really the discovery of neuroplasticity. And really, our brains basically are able to constantly be shaped and formed. You know, people say that like an old dog can't learn new tricks. Definitely not true, especially not with the human brain. As long as we are exercising our brain, we are always able to change and progress. And so it's really important to understand this. Let's see. But it also does take intentionality. That's kind of the other thing. So when the brain is rewired to function in some way that differs from how we previously functioned, it's going to take some intentionality and it's going to take repetition in order to do this. So I love the visualization of thinking about a field of really tall grass. So years ago, I lived in Addison Circle, which for those of you who have been there before, which probably all of you, since you've all been in the DFW area, have been there at some point. But Addison Circle now, you know, really cool place, lots of buildings, lots of apartments, lots of little shops and restaurants, and then a big park where they do like Oktoberfest and the Kaboom Town, things like that. But when I was living there, I met a guy who actually grew up in Addison. And I remember telling him, I was like, that's so weird. I don't think I've ever met anybody who was a kid in Addison. And he said, yeah, I was. He said, there weren't a ton of kids, but Addison Circle specifically was a goat farm. And he and his brothers had to jump over the fence and walk through the goat field to get to the other side of the farm in order to catch the school bus to school. And like, it was just so weird. Like he was maybe 5 years older than me. And to think like in this lifetime that has gone from being a goat field to now like this thriving little area, right? But if you think about that field of grass that he had to cross over, him and his brother had to cross over to get to the school bus. For me personally, like if I was walking through that field, it would be a little bit intimidating, right? Like, first of all, there's probably goat poop in there. And what kid wants to step on goat poop and then go to school and be teased for smelling like goat poop? But also because I'm just a scaredy cat, like I'd be worried about the rodents that live in there. And I know that this area has tarantulas. So there'd definitely be tarantulas that I'd be scared of and all of that as well. So, but I got to do it. I got to get across to be able to get to school every day. And so even though it's scary, I'm going to start doing this daily walk across this field. So after a few months, though, of doing this repeatedly, there's probably like a path, a straight path from where they jumped over the fence to where they got onto the other side and the school bus was there. And, you know, and it was just trampled down grass in the big field, but still there is a definite path. Like the grass is no longer growing in that area because they keep on walking the same path. And then eventually, at some point, I mean, in reality, at some point, somebody got rid of the goat farm and built a whole really cool, thriving area. But in this scenario of the walking through the grass, at some point you might decide like things aren't going to grow here anyways. Why don't I go ahead and put down permanent pavers? And so again, just makes it easier and easier to get through the grass. So something that at one point was super scary, now you're able to get through with ease, and you no longer have the fears associated with this. And this is exactly how our brain works when we have big, scary, audacious goals. So maybe your big, scary, audacious goal is to have optimal health. And you know that it's going to be really hard because you're going to have to continue to pay attention to the foods that you eat. And you're probably going to have to make time to exercise, even though we live in a super busy culture where there's so many things being demanded of us. But if we can start making that scary decision and putting ourselves first over and over and over again, it's going to get easier. And as it gets easier, the path is going to be like more beaten down at one point and then paved for us. And our brain will naturally go towards that. And that's really how neuroplasticity works. So this obviously works for a health goal, but this could work for anything, any goal that you set that sounds and seems scary initially. If you commit to going that path over and over and over again, it will get easier and you will hit your goal. So questions on that?
So Mike, I didn't tell you, but I have surgery on Friday for my skin cancer. And we met with the surgeon on Thursday or Friday of last week. And they said, so you're a smoker? Yeah. You have 7 days to quit.
Wow.
And I've been a smoker since what, 13? And so it's Monday. So I'm on day 3 of cold turkey. And it is hard. But I think I'm at the point of that tall grass that's gotten cut, that point. And this is such a great example of from where you begin to where you're trying to end up, but just trying to break the habits, because my habits are the house and I'm in the house, and breaking those habits. And the same with people with food, those habits. The snacks or whatever it is, routine car rides. Yeah. It's crazy, but it really does work.
Yeah. And I think there's power in what you just said too, as well as recognizing that a lot of it is routines and even location. I think about when I started on my health journey, and granted, it was a totally different way. Like it was Weight Watchers, but realizing that every time I went to the grocery store at the checkout, I would reward myself with a candy bar. Yeah. Then I still had to go to the grocery store, and then be like, okay, I'm purposely not going to buy myself the candy bar. So, yeah.
Every time I come home, I can't just go outside and have a cigarette. Now I have to come inside and do something different, but I have to figure out what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's the same for food.
Yep. And I'm excited for you that you're quitting. Or that you have quit. Let's not even say quitting. Let's go ahead and
no, I have to quit.
What it is. You have quit.
Yeah. It's 7 days before and 7 days after. So for 14 days
for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Make it for forever. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Okay. So hair tissue mineral testing. Like I said, we're just going to kind of skim through this because most of you didn't do hair tissue mineral testing this time around. But as a reminder, that's always available to you if you want to do it. But when you do the hair tissue mineral testing, then you get, you understand your metabolic type, first of all, which people think is a set thing, but that actually can shift and change over time. But with that, then you know exactly what your macros should be for proteins, fats, and carbs. And so I'd be able to tell you, increase this, lower that. Also, you get understanding of how stress is impacting your body. And so you get really specific recommendations, like maybe it's to meditate every day, or maybe it's to nourish your adrenals that are being impacted by the stress. And so drink an adrenal cocktail every day. Or mocktail. Let's just say mocktail, not cocktail. Although the alcohol might also help chill you out. Or number 3 here, you also know exactly what supplements you need. So taking the targeted supplements or eating targeted foods that improve your mineral testing. So Like I said, if you did hair tissue mineral testing, you've got this time. If you didn't do it this time, but you're interested, I actually have a promo for you that you qualify for. Okay, so now let's talk about 80-20 guardrails. So what I want you to do now that we've gone through the 21-day experiment, hopefully you all had a chance to reintroduce at least one food and had success with that. And maybe you're even on to your second or third food to reintroduce. But this is the key thing. And I'll be honest, I don't know that I've ever been good at reintroducing all the things over months and months and months. Eventually, I just get tired of it. But I always try to pick at least the first big things that I think I'm reacting to. And so hopefully you've done the same thing. But at this point, you can implement this 80-20 guardrail. So what this means is 80% of the time you continue eating anti-inflammatory foods. It's going to be the best option for everybody across the board. But then 20% of the time you just treat yourself. And so if anybody else is a fan of Parks and Rec, you would recognize this because these two characters like every year would have a treat yourself day and just do all kinds of things and charge up their credit cards and everything. But I don't want you to go into debt while you treat yourself, just like I don't want you to get sick while you treat yourself. So still like avoid the foods that you know for sure aren't good for you. So for me, I still try to avoid corn at all cost. So here's an example of what it looks like. So if you had 3 meals a day, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week, then 20% would be 4 meals every week. And of course, you can do the math if you actually have multiple snacks, or maybe you're somebody who just has 4 meals, or maybe you intermittent fast and you only have 1 or 2. You know, the number is going to shift based on that. But in this example here, we're going to say that it's 3 meals a day, and therefore you're going to change out 4 of your meals. And so this could look like brunch on Sunday with your friends where you're not feeling restricted. And if you want to have the waffles, you can have the waffles, even though that's not anti-inflammatory. On Monday, you have date night. You decide to have a glass of wine. Again, wine, not anti-inflammatory, but you really enjoy it. And it's something different for that night. Then on Thursday, your neighbors invite you over to your house. And instead of being the annoying person that's like, here's all the things I don't eat, you know, maybe you do tell them, like I tell people all the time, I can't eat corn, anything else is fine. So I don't have like super restrictive. And it's possible that you go to the neighbor's house and they have cooked something that fits perfectly and is anti-inflammatory already, but you also don't have to feel like the weirdo who has all of these restrictions. And then finally, on Sunday, you go to a birthday party and, on Saturday, you go to a birthday party and you decide to eat the cupcake because you know that you have 4 meals. And if you do 4 meals that are on plan, you're not going to totally reverse everything you've already done. So as long as you're avoiding the things that really make you sick, and then having that balance where the other 80% of the week, you're still eating anti-inflammatory, you're not going to reverse the work that you've already done. Now, obviously, if you do more than that, then you probably are going to reverse it. And also, if you're following this plan, even though if you have a long healing journey, you will continue to heal, it won't be as fast as if you were to stick with it 100% of the time. So just wanted to call that out as well. Any questions on this and how this works? Or questions on a specific type of meal and what it would look like to do it within these boundaries? Okay, moving right along. So then next up, I want to have you guys do a contract with yourself. So this is in the PDF. You've got a whole page for this. I really want to encourage you to do this because it doesn't really matter what you tell me, what you tell your spouse, what you tell your friends you're going to do, but what you tell yourself and honoring contracts with yourself is the most important thing. And so I want to just be quiet for a few minutes, give you a chance to think about it and write something on here that you are going to commit to do. And since we're so close to the end of the year, it's less than 3 months, I would go ahead and like be intentional about between now and the end of the year, this is what I'm committing to. And there's kind of 2 ways you can think about this. You could think about this in just the general sense of like, I'm going to meet this 80-20 rule, or maybe you have it where it's just a minimum standard. And so, versus most people think of goals as like high level, this is what I'm going to achieve. Instead, focus on low level. At a minimum, I'm going to do this. At a minimum, half my plate is going to be fruits and vegetables, or at a minimum, I'm going to have protein with every meal. So thinking through something like that. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet. You guys don't have to share this unless you want to at the end, but I do want to give you a chance to fill out the contract with yourself. Okay, does anyone need a little more time? Does anyone want to share a piece of their contract?
I'm open.
Cool.
I wrote, I am committed to consciously eating smaller and healthier meals throughout each day. I am also committed to daily exercise to combine with my healthy eating so that I can start 2026 as a stronger and healthier new me.
Love it.
Sorry for the animal.
She supports your decision.
Yeah. She's eating the, stop, you're eating it.
Awesome. Anyone else want to share? Okay, then let's move on. So next steps. I don't want you guys to think that you are like, we're done, you've got no more support. So lots of ways I'm supporting you. Since actually all of you are returning alumni, I so appreciate you guys joining this time. I think this worked really well. just having like just I know from talking to some of you that you've gotten new nuggets of information from it, but also having you be there to support and encourage the other people, like Holly sharing the nut pods that she found and stuff like that. Those little things, or Vicky, I think everybody because of you has now had egg roll in a bowl. So y'all sharing stuff like that, so helpful. So I'm definitely going to continue to offer this as completely free to alumni. And so as an alumni, anytime I go through it, which I normally do this 3 times a year, you're welcome to jump in. The next one will be probably mid to late January going through February. And then you will also be able to add on the lab testing. So if you wanted to do the hair tissue mineral test, instead of it being $500 to go through the balancing program with that, would be $250. If you wanted to add the blood work as well as hair tissue mineral testing, then it would be $750, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll have options for that. And then, of course, if you refer a friend or a family member, you'll get a $50 referral bonus as well. So the next one is I offer month-to-month packages for my clients. And so if you want ongoing, more personalized support, normally it's $275. And basically for the $275, we meet twice a month. And then every 3rd month, you get a free Zytoscan. But for now, what you would get instead of $275, it's $200. And that would get you the 2 meetings. And then, like I said, if you stuck with it, then you would get the free Zytoscan on the 3rd month. And then hair tissue mineral testing. So hair tissue mineral is technically something that you could do every 3 months if you wanted to. And it's pretty cool if you do it every 3 months, because both minerals as well as heavy metals can shift pretty quickly in your body when you're on a strict protocol. And so if you're interested in that, I do have a package here where you can do 3 tests in a year. So this would be more like doing it every 4 months to give yourself a little bit time when things shift and you need to eat through the food you have in your fridge before you jump into the next protocol. But this one, it's instead of $800, it's $700 since you've already gone through this program before. And I will say as well, I've had people who do this right after going through the balancing program, but they want to do it on a payment plan. So I'm happy to do this where it's 7 months of $100 payments if you need that. That's always an option for you. And then finally, if you feel like you need major gut healing and you need to do the GI mat and you think now you have a lot of food sensitivities, then I do have a 6-month package where you get a lot of support from me. We meet on a regular basis. You also get Zytoscans in that. And if you did the blood work this time around along with the balancing program, then you get $1,000 off of that. If you didn't do blood work this time, then we do need to do blood work again here. And so you would get $500 off on that. I will say as well, as I'm looking at this might not make sense. If you really want to do it right away, do this package, but it's not quite as involved, but there's a 3-month package and that's the platinum level of the balancing program. And so it's about half the price of this. So keep that in mind too. So questions on any of those package options?
Is there a payment plan for the 6 months?
Yeah, I can do a payment plan for any of them.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then the last thing is I would love your feedback. So I have instructions here. If you want to leave a Google review on the PDF, there's actually a QR code that you can scan. It will take you straight to Google. But I really like this format because this helps other people understand what the program is. And so, Holly, I'm going to use you as an example because I've heard you say this. I can't remember if you've written this, but I struggled with heartburn and then I signed up for this program and learned XYZ. And Holly would say, I think it was by the end of the 1st or 2nd week, right? Your heartburn was gone. So it wasn't even the full 6 weeks. And then
it didn't take any time.
Yeah. So doing that type of review helps other people who are, searching on Google, I struggle with heartburn. would come across this, and then it would tell them how the program could help them with that. So if you have something specific you could connect, that's really helpful. And no requirement to do a Google review, but I definitely appreciate it if you do. And that's it. So thanks you guys for joining the program. I didn't expect to get through this in 32 minutes. So, but I will stick around if you have any questions or anything that you want help with. I'm here for you guys.
Thanks for offering this to us
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Much needed.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
helpful.
curious, since you guys were all alumni, do you feel like you stuck with it as much as the first time around when you went through? Or was
I
it a
think
little bit harder?
I think I did, and actually,
Hi, Mariah.
I'm right.
here. I was shocked at how quickly the 3 weeks went by.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I was doing my menu planning last week, and I was like, "Wait, I got another week to work this." And I was like, "Wait a minute! I think this is the third week. I think I'm done." I was so surprised by that. Now, I wasn't. I will say it was. I did not follow it 100%,
Uh-huh.
but I was pretty true to it most of the time, and because I needed it. So I was like, "It's not going to work if you don't do it, right?" So anyway, that's what I discovered. I was really surprised at how quickly the 3 weeks went by.
That's cool.
Like, I
Yeah.
loved your honesty. Like when you were faced with that wine party or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, you were just so honest. And then the pizza party or whatever it was, you did great.
thank you.
I'm really proud of
Balance. I learned about balance. Thank you.
you.
Meg is a big help.
She is.
She's wonderful.
I didn't stick to it as much this time, but it fell on my birthday,
Yeah.
and that caused some problem. Up until then, I was fairly decent on it, but not as strict as the first or few times that I went through Restart or the balancing program. I was way more dedicated, but I think I tend to do that better, like we've talked about. That January, February timeframe, because everybody's like your resolution, your manifestations, all of that on
Yeah.
top of your mind. And so I do better at that time, but I needed it because it did help me limit. Like I blew the 21, like I have to start over. Today was day one. So say a prayer for me because this is just going to be life from now on, pretty much. Like I told Meg I needed to stop thinking of it as a 21-day. It just needs to be, that's how I eat all the time.
Yeah.
Like just as much as possible.
Yeah.
And definitely the 80-20, because I
Me too.
lost sight of it flipped, it was 20% good, 80% not good. So
I can so relate to that, Holly.
yeah, just get busy and you order, prepared foods, or you eat
Yeah.
out, or you,
Mhm.
Uber
Yeah.
eats and stuff, and then you don't know how they cooked it, and it just becomes out of control, and you didn't even realize it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I was amazed how much my family ate along with me.
oh,
Mhm.
that's good.
They supported the food, and so it wasn't like me on the outside.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Was
was
there
cool.
anything that y'all had that everybody really liked?
We did, one of the things was flounder, and Paul made like some type of dry sauce that he put on it.
Mhm.
And then we did broccoli with it, and then squash. And I know we're not supposed to have squash and zucchini, but we did that for the kids, and everyone liked it.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was really good. We did that twice.
Yeah.
That's something I wish I could do. I have a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old, and I wish that I could make something all of us would eat.
Mhm.
It's
I
hard.
haven't done that. I haven't been able to maybe once. I don't even remember what I made. We're all eating together. This is awesome. I wish we could do this every day. But yeah, my 10-year-old usually wants like he wants fast food all the time, and it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard to get him away
Yeah.
from it. He's like, I want Chick-fil-A, I want Taco Bell. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
but let's just eat this taco meat at home. But yeah, it's so hard to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a
and I
goal.
will say there are ingredients in fast food that are intentionally meant to make them more addictive. And so
Oh,
it's definitely, I don't know, it's just made it so much harder for parents at this
yeah,
point.
it
You're
does.
not alone in that.
I did make him I made like a taco bowl last week. He's like, ew, I don't want that. That's disgusting. And then I sat it in front of him, chowed down. It was like refried beans and chicken and rice and guacamole. He's like, this is so good. I was like, see?
You just tell him you got it all from Taco Bell.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I do buy the little bottle of Taco Bell sauce and keep it in my fridge. So.
Yeah. I got it all from Taco Bell. You got to put it together yourself.
That's so funny, Vicky.
We do that too. We have the Taco Bell sauce.
We do too.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what makes it. I don't eat Taco Bell, but when I did,
The
I
sauce.
don't know. That was it was the sauce. I mean, my husband will still do that.
Yep.
He'll stop to get tacos mostly so he can get the taco sauce.
Too funny. So they don't sell the sauce in stores like Chick-fil-A sauce?
No,
Yeah,
they,
they
They
do.
do,
that's what they have is the jars of Taco
Okay.
Bell.
Yep.
but my husband says it doesn't taste the same. It's
Oh,
the
it does.
plastic packets. I don't know.
Yeah.
We even squeeze the packets into the jar so the jar doesn't run out.
That's desperation.
I know.
So
So the
thrifty.
kids doesn't know.
Thirsty. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Whatever it's gonna take.
Hey, free Taco Bell.
Yeah.
True.
Too funny.
Yeah.
We tried that Mississippi forgot the name of it. Mississippi pot roast, I think is what it was called
Uh-huh.
in the paleo cookbook.
Yeah.
And my I'm sorry, my son-in-law who's kind of picky,
Yeah.
actually liked it. Can you
Nice.
get that for me? Yeah, it's not good. Oh, sorry. Some strange guys at my door from my daughter. Um, anyway, he loved it. Everybody loved that. So I was really surprised at all I mean, I made several things out of that, and my mom and my husband both enjoyed it, and my kids. So I was impressed.
Yeah, it's a good cookbook and
Mhm.
pretty simple recipes. Like I don't feel like they've got a ton of steps or
No.
anything like some of Danielle Walker's and people like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did make I think I found it on Pinterest. It was a ham and broccoli bake maybe for breakfast, but it had coconut milk in it. And I was like, I'm going to have it. In the first day I had it, I was like, oh, I don't know. The whole coconut milk thing in it was not the flavor I was expecting.
Right.
But I ate it like for, I don't know, a couple of days. And probably by the third day, I was like, it's kind of growing on me now. It's all good.
Good for you for sticking with it.
I mean,
Ew.
I think I have one piece left. It's in the freezer, but
Mhm.
by the end of the week, I was like, I'm done with, I can repeat for a couple of days and then I'm like, I got to change it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a recipe yesterday, a paleo recipe for a tortellini chicken bake thing, like spinach chicken bake thing. It's from the Defined Dish.
Mhm.
If you follow her or have seen her recipes. Her recipes are complicated,
Mhm.
but they are always delicious. And it
Mhm.
called for coconut milk as the cream. And I was like, that feels like it would be too sweet, but at the same
Right.
time, everything else she does is really good. So I'm going to try it at some point.
You'll have to let us know.
Yeah, I definitely will.
There's a viral pot sticker recipe that uses coconut milk and red curry paste. So I had to buy that. And same thing, like I ate it a couple meals, and after that, that was enough curry for me. I couldn't, I'm done with that for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, awesome, you guys. Anything else? I guess I could have stopped sharing so we could see each other bigger. Sorry, I didn't even think about that. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, I will give you back some time, but truly, I appreciate you all being a part of this round of the balancing program, and I hope to see you in 2026 in future ones.
Thank you.
Or
Yeah,
sooner.
Yay,
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, I will
Thanks
see you all
for-
sooner, but specifically in the balance. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.